Hello and welcome to our presentation on exploring the role of AI-driven systems for teaching and learning and assessment support. This is a staff-student collaborative study, and we'll be discussing around the theme of student voice and student partnership. I am Nurun Nahar, a lecturer of accounting with business at the Institute of Management in University of Bolton. I'm leading on this project with my colleague Aftab Hussain, a Information and Learning Technology Manager at the Bolton College. I will be joined by a panel of students who are working on this project as members of a student advisory panel. It is my pleasure to introduce Vicky Lomas, Kyle Yarwood, and Maria Rahman. In 2020, just with the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic, when many higher education institutions had to suddenly shift their teaching and learning from campus-based to online, it imposed multiple challenges for staff and students to adapt to the new ways of teaching and engaging with online learning. At that time, Aftab and I discussed the prospect of enhancing the current support system available for students at the University of Bolton by introducing a digital chatbot service for teaching and learning by integrating Bolton College's Ask Ada chatbot service on Moodle. Students could ask Ada any subject-related questions and get a response any time of the day and any day of the week, and use Ada to quickly navigate around Moodle contents, access learning resources, revise on the go, and prepare for their coursework. Our aim was to support staff and students with effective query management, teaching and learning online, and improving engagement with virtual learning management systems in higher education institutions. Here is a quick demonstration of how Ada has been implemented at module level at the University of Bolton.
The Ask Ada chatbot is located on the bottom right-hand corner of a Moodle course. Ada has been taught by the course tutor and by students so that it can respond to frequently asked questions that are posed by students about a given module. To ask Ada a question, students simply need to click on the blue button and enter their question using free-form text. Ada can respond using text, multimedia, and links to further information, advice, and guidance about the module.
I think it's helped me in a sense that, so I always have a window open on Moodle as I'm working, so I can just hop across. So if I need anything, I've been using Ada in that sense, and I've just been going show week 16 or show week 11, and it shows it all up, and then I have it up there. And what it's actually effectively done is it saved me time to scroll through and open another window, whereas I can just ask the question, it's up, and I just press one button and it's there. I think it's been time saving for me for it while I've been doing my assessments and my assignments. There's definitely time saving. So the searching element of it has been a positive impact on my learning because the information is just there rather than having to search through Moodle. And I depend on Moodle quite a bit. So I'll be on it sometimes even 3-4 times a day. So in that sense, for me, it's been time saving and effective towards my learning.
For example, if you are new in that stuff, you can just click the general words or just reading stuff or the book name or the if you know the week number, so you just click it and you just see all the information that you need.
And the name of the course, yeah.
I think we would definitely benefit across the whole degree, or the whole modules in the degree, if that makes sense. And even across the university website, to be honest with you, I think it'd be nice to see it on the actual university website, because there's a lot to take in when you go onto the university page. And, you know, unless you know what course you're actually looking for, you can find your way navigating through it. But I think if the chatbot was there and you type in some keywords there, I think that would be really good. I would like to see it across there as well.
As you can see from students' feedback, the Ask Ada chatbot proved very useful for quick navigation around Moodle and accessing subject-specific information and learning resources. It prompted us to conceptualize our current project. Since the successful pilot of Ask Ada in higher education for teaching and learning and promoting course level engagement, Aftab and some colleagues from Bolton College embarked on a tentative journey to discover if a computer could be trained to support teachers with the formative assessment of open-ended questions, and if real-time feedback improved the quality of student work when responding to such questions. They have discovered that if they make use of a natural language classification, natural language understanding, and other tools, a computer can indeed be taught to analyze and assess responses to an open-ended question. The result was first pass. The emergence of this new formative assessment tool enables tutors to make use of a richer medium for assessing their students' work. First pass solution enables tutors to pose open-ended questions which can be automatically analyzed and assessed by a computer. The ability to offer real-time feedback means that students can review and amend their answers before submitting them to their teachers for final review. Here is how First Pass can be used for answering open-ended questions.
First Pass is being used on a third-year undergraduate module to generate feedback on formative questions and to provide support with assignment preparation. The tutor can set up subject-topic classifiers on First Pass that are related to assessment learning outcomes, and labels can be created for specific criteria that relate to each of these learning outcomes. The tutor can then train First Pass by uploading information related to the classifier, and classify the content sentence by sentence against pre-created labels. Once this step is completed, the tutor can then set up new assignment tasks on First Pass to formatively assess students. To do this, the tutor can click on the plus sign next to the Assignment tab and assign a new task, e.g., an open-ended question related to an assignment. Once the task is set up, there will be option to assign specific criteria to it, such as a minimum or maximum word count, followed by allocation of the appropriate classifier and labels aligned to that task. There is also an option to add hints for each label under a classifier, in order to provide additional support to students when responding to the task. Now students can be added as users to access the task on their First Pass Learner account and submit their responses. They can submit their response or save it as a draft on the application if they wish to continue working on it, following initial feedback report from First Pass. This is generated by First Pass by matching a student's submitted response against the data that have been used to train First Pass. In addition to this, tutors can also review the submission and provide additional feedback related to specific requirements of a question or assignment.
Emerging evidence suggests that the use of artificial intelligence systems could offer effective support for online learning and teaching. This includes personalizing learning for students, supporting with assignment preparation, automating instructors' routine tasks. Instead, instructors can dedicate their saved time to higher value work. As a result of the success of our pilot study with Ask Ada and the successful feedback we have received from students, we wanted to explore to what extent higher education students and tutors can benefit from AI systems for teaching, learning, and assessment support. At the onset of this project, we were aware of a few constraints we have to deal with during the course of this project work. A key constraint was the availability of time. We are working towards a very short deadline. In addition to this, the systems under evaluation are still being developed by Bolton College, and as such, not all features are available yet to explore and assess as part of this project. Due to the short deadline, we chose to do a qualitative study by using focus group and interviews for our evaluation. In this project, we have partnered with students to understand students' perception of implementing AI systems for teaching and learning and assessment support. Here's what they think about their role and rationale for being involved in projects like this.
Engaging students as partners create a place for students and faculty to collaborate on improving and enriching their learnings and teaching experience, as well as moving away from inefficient and harmful buyer-provider differences.
My role within this project has been research assistant. So this role has varied along the weeks. However, Kyle and I have used the system to set up classifiers, input research on our pilot module, which is corporate governance. I've also undertaken 6 face-to-face interviews with HE3 to HE7 lecturers to get a clearer understanding on how the system could be beneficial to them and students. As far as the positives and negatives go, the positives would be the knowledge of the system and increased knowledge of corporate governance as a topic. And the negatives would be, it has been more time consuming than I initially thought. It takes 2 of us around 6 hours each week to do the research and upload the tasks to the classifiers. And the second thing would be, we're not lecturers. So the assignment criteria we would look at as students, not lecturers. And we're yet to see how these things would impact using AI systems for assessment, support and learning.
AI solutions could open a new horizon of possibilities for teaching and learning in higher education. However, it is important to carefully consider and analyse the extraordinary opportunities and risks it may present from both students and staff perspectives. Although there are a number of current research studies which highlight the impact of using AI systems in higher education, not many of these studies have reflected on students' perception of engaging them in an evaluation of AI systems in teaching, learning and assessment, although they are likely to be the key users or beneficiaries of these systems. The First Pass system has given me as a student an insight into how artificial intelligence systems work within an education environment. AI systems can be beneficial for both students and teachers and have many benefits, which I have witnessed by using and training First Pass and Ask Ada. I believe projects like these are very important for students to be involved in, when the end result would be students utilising the AI system. I think as students, we are aware what other students look for when using a system and what benefits we are looking for as students, meaning we will only use a system if it is going to be beneficial to students, evidencing that student involvement within these projects is needed.
In regards to the project relevance academic staff, I interviewed 6 HE3 to HE7 lecturers just to get their feedback on the First Pass and the Ask Ada system. So the average time a lecturer would spend checking a student's draft will be 20 minutes, which evidences that if First Pass was reliable and lecturers trusted it, it would obviously save them a lot of time. 4 out of the 6 lecturers would still feel the need to check the work themselves because this reflects on what they've taught within the module and reflects on them as a lecturer. And 2 out of the 6 were willing to use the system once they trusted the outcome and got comfortable with it. 4 out of the 6 lecturers said they wouldn't trust it because there's a lot more to assignments than just learning outcomes and keywords. And it was suggested that First Pass could be more beneficial in an FE environment, not necessarily a HE environment, due to an FE assignment being based more on learning outcomes and keywords, whereas a HE lecturers are looking for more analysis, criticality, creativity from students, just so every student can make the assignment their own and approach it in their own way. But 4 out of 6 of the lecturers I did interview believe that students would be open to using First Pass to check their own work. However, students are paying for a personal service, so they could expect that face-to-face interaction and that relationship with their lecturer. In regards to Ask Ada, 4 out of the 6 lecturers believe this would be more useful for general information, as this is what most emails from students are regarding. For example, timetable queries, inductions, Moodle, uploading on Turnitin. Think queries like that, which are very time consuming to them. They don't actually get a lot of questions regarding the module. However, they're more admin based questions confirming that Ask Ada may be a better tool to have on, say, the university website than being module specific. But 2 out of the 6 lecturers believe it will very much be dependent on the content the chatbot contained. And it was suggested that we use Google as a search engine on the chat box just to expand the information that's available to students on there.
So myself and Victoria have been responsible for training the platform so that it has a suitable amount of data in that students' work is accurate compared to learning outcomes and preset tasks. Classifiers are created based on these learning outcomes, and labels are created based within these classifiers. For example, if a task was set where the student has to discuss both, say, shareholder theory and stakeholder theory, there would be 2 labels within 1 classifier. This enables us as trainers to not have a multitude of data without relevant labels and classifiers, and ensure relevant data related to learning outcomes is inputted into the platform. When labels and classifiers are established, we search for peer-reviewed key phrases and paragraphs related to the topic and labels and input this data into the system. We also utilize paraphrasing tools so that we have many variations of each input to enable students further in meeting their learning outcomes.
Currently, FirstPass is being trialed on an undergraduate 3rd-year module. I am teaching on this module, and as part of coursework assessment, students are required to produce a 3,500-word essay. Due to the complex nature of the topic and the length and depth of the coursework requirements, I decided to split the assessment requirements into weekly formative tasks. Each week, students are expected to complete a task where they respond to an open-ended question related to the essay. As of now, FirstPass is helping students to identify any content-related gaps in their coursework preparation and address this before any final submission is made. As a tutor, it is enabling me to ensure students are receiving sufficient constructive feedback during the preparation and submission process in order to do well in their coursework. It would be interesting to see how AI-driven systems like this could be integrated within curricula and in the development of assessments and feedback policy in partnership with students to explore their potential for innovative pedagogy. Thank you.